He left her for success. Now she's with another man, and he can't believe who it is. James Thornton, the epitome of wealth and success, was a man who had it all. He was the CEO of a global tech company, a self-made millionaire with a penthouse apartment overlooking Central Park and a fleet of luxury cars at his disposal. Yet, beneath the polished veneer of success lay a man haunted by a past decision, a decision that had cost him the love of his life. 8 years ago, James had been engaged to Olivia Bennett, a vibrant and talented artist. Their love had been a whirlwind of passion and shared dreams, a connection that James believed would last a lifetime. But the pressures of his burgeoning company, the relentless pursuit of success, had consumed him. He became distant, prioritizing work over their relationship, his ambition eclipsing the woman he loved. Olivia, sensing his growing detachment and unwilling to settle for a life in the shadows of his ambition, had broken off the engagement just weeks before their wedding. The pain of her loss had been a dull ache that James carried with him, a constant reminder of his misplaced priorities. He had tried to move on, burying himself in his work, dating a string of successful, beautiful women who were more impressed by his status than his soul. None of them, however, could erase the memory of Olivia, the woman who had seen him, truly seen him, and loved him anyway. Olivia, on the other hand, had channeled her heartbreak into her art. She poured her emotions onto canvas, her paintings becoming a vibrant testament to her resilience and growth. She found solace in her work, her talent blossoming as she navigated the complexities of life and love. While James chased the fleeting satisfaction of wealth and power, Olivia sought fulfillment in the depths of her own creativity and the simple joys of life. Their paths, once intertwined, had diverged dramatically. James, the driven entrepreneur, climbed the ladder of success, his world a whirlwind of board meetings, high-profile events, and fleeting connections. Olivia, the passionate artist, found beauty in the everyday, her world filled with colors, textures, and the quiet satisfaction of a life well lived. Little did they know that fate, in its capricious way, was about to bring them face to face once again. The annual Metropolitan Museum of Art Gala was the highlight of New York's social calendar, a glittering affair where the city's elite gathered to celebrate art and philanthropy. James, a prominent patron of the museum, attended every year, his presence a testament to his wealth and influence. This year, however, the gala held a different significance. It was here, amidst the throngs of elegantly dressed patrons and priceless artworks, that James saw Olivia again. She was standing across the grand hall, her back to him, engaged in conversation with a group of people. Even from a distance, her presence radiated a familiar warmth, a vibrancy that drew his gaze like a moth to a flame. As she turned, their eyes met across the crowded room, and time seemed to stand still. 8 years melted away, and James was once again captivated by the woman who had once held his heart. Olivia, too, was taken aback by the unexpected encounter. The years had softened the sharp edges of her heartbreak, but the sight of James still stirred a mix of emotions within her. She observed him, noting the subtle lines etched around his eyes, the hint of weariness in his posture. He was still undeniably handsome, his success evident in his impeccably tailored suit and the air of authority he carried. But the spark of joy, the genuine warmth she remembered in his eyes, seemed to have dimmed. Their reunion was brief, a polite exchange of greetings amidst the clamor of the gala. Yet, the encounter left an indelible mark on both of them. For James, it rekindled the dormant embers of his love for Olivia, a love he had suppressed beneath layers of ambition and regret. He saw in her the woman he had lost, the woman who had brought joy and meaning to his life. But he also saw a strength and confidence he hadn't noticed before, a woman who had blossomed in her own right. Olivia, on the other hand, felt a flicker of curiosity. The pain of his abandonment had faded, replaced by a sense of closure and acceptance. Yet, seeing him again brought back a flood of memories, both sweet and bitter. She wondered what had become of him, what choices had led him to this point. But more importantly, she wondered about the woman standing beside him, a striking blonde who clung to his arm with possessive familiarity. As the evening progressed, James found himself drawn to Olivia, his gaze constantly seeking her out across the crowded room. He watched as she interacted with others, her laughter ringing out, her eyes sparkling with genuine warmth. He saw the way people gravitated towards her, drawn to her infectious energy and genuine spirit. The contrast between Olivia and the women he had surrounded himself with in recent years was stark. They were beautiful, successful, and ambitious, but they lacked the depth, the genuine warmth that radiated from Olivia. The gala, once a familiar social ritual, became a stage for James's internal turmoil. He was torn between the allure of his old life, the life he had built on ambition and success, and the yearning for a love he had let slip away. The sight of Olivia, radiant and fulfilled, had awakened a longing within him, a desire to reclaim the happiness they had once shared. But as he watched her leave the gala, hand in hand with another man, a cold realization washed over him. He had lost her, perhaps forever. Days turned into weeks, and the image of Olivia at the gala continued to haunt James. He couldn't shake the feeling that he had made a grave mistake all those years ago, choosing ambition over love. He started frequenting places he knew Olivia might visit, art galleries, museums, even the small cafes she used to love. He told himself it was mere curiosity, a desire to see how she was doing, but deep down, he knew it was more than that. He was hoping for another chance encounter, a chance to explain, to apologize, to maybe even rekindle the flame that had once burned so brightly between them. One afternoon, while browsing through an art gallery, a familiar painting caught his eye. It was a vibrant abstract piece, full of life and emotion, and it bore Olivia's signature. As he admired the painting, a gallery assistant approached him. "Beautiful piece, isn't it?" she remarked. "Olivia Bennett is one of our most talented artists. She has a solo exhibition coming up next month." James's heart skipped a beat. A solo exhibition. This was his chance. He could finally see Olivia in her element, appreciate her talent, and maybe, just maybe, talk to her. He attended the exhibition, his anticipation growing with every step he took towards the gallery. The space was filled with Olivia's paintings, each one a window into her soul, a testament to her journey of healing and growth. As he moved from one painting to another, he was struck by their raw honesty, their vibrant energy. He saw the pain of their past, the resilience of her spirit, and the blossoming of her talent. And then he saw it. A portrait, tucked away in a corner, almost hidden from view. It was a portrait of him. Not the polished, successful James Thornton of today, but the younger, more vulnerable James, the one who had loved Olivia with all his heart. The eyes in the portrait seemed to gaze back at him with a mixture of sadness and understanding, a silent accusation and a lingering affection. The revelation hit him like a thunderbolt. Olivia hadn't forgotten him. She had carried him with her all these years, not in bitterness or resentment, but in the quiet depths of her art. He realized then that his love for her hadn't died. It had simply been buried beneath the weight of his ambition. Now, seeing her art, seeing himself through her eyes, he knew he had to fight for her, to reclaim the love they had lost. But first, he had to understand the man standing beside her at the gala, the man who now held her hand. James, armed with newfound determination and a heart full of regret, decided to confront his past. He wouldn't let Olivia slip away again, not without a fight. But first, he needed to understand the dynamics of her current relationship. He hired a private investigator, not to dig up dirt on Olivia, but to understand the man who now occupied the space beside her. The investigator's report revealed that the man was Ethan Reed, a renowned art critic and curator. He was well respected in the art world, known for his insightful critiques and his support of emerging artists. He and Olivia had met at an art exhibition a few years ago, and their shared passion for art had blossomed into a deep and meaningful relationship. Ethan had been instrumental in Olivia's success, championing her work and helping her gain recognition in the art world. James felt a pang of jealousy, but also a sense of relief. Ethan seemed like a good man, someone who appreciated and supported Olivia's talent. He realized that his own past failings had paved the way for Ethan to enter Olivia's life. He had left a void, and Ethan had filled it, not with ambition and neglect, but with love and encouragement. This realization brought a new wave of guilt and regret. He had not only lost Olivia, but he had also inadvertently pushed her into the arms of another man. He knew he couldn't simply barge into her life and demand a second chance. He had to earn it, to prove to her that he had changed, that he was no longer the man who had prioritized his career over their love. He started by making amends for his past mistakes. He reached out to Olivia's family, whom he had neglected during their engagement, and apologized for his past behavior. He reconnected with old friends they had shared, rebuilding bridges he had burned in his relentless pursuit of success. He even started attending art exhibitions and gallery openings, not just to see Olivia, but to genuinely appreciate the art world that she loved. He also made changes in his own life. He stepped down as CEO of his company, handing over the reins to a trusted colleague. He started focusing on philanthropic endeavors, using his wealth and influence to support causes he believed in. He even took up painting, a long-forgotten passion, as a way to connect with his own emotions and understand Olivia's world better. These changes were not easy. He faced criticism from his colleagues, who saw his actions as a sign of weakness. He struggled with the loss of control, the shift from a life of high-powered decision-making to one of quiet contemplation. But with every step he took, he felt a sense of liberation, a shedding of the old self that had been driven by ambition and ego. He knew that these changes wouldn't magically erase his past mistakes, but they were a start. He was determined to become a better man, not just for Olivia, but for himself. He wanted to be worthy of her love, to be the man she deserved. But as he embarked on this journey of self-improvement, he was unaware of the challenges that lay ahead, the secrets that threatened to unravel his carefully constructed plans. While James was busy trying to rebuild his life and win back Olivia's heart, a storm was brewing in the background. His sudden departure from the company had raised eyebrows, and rumors of his erratic behavior started circulating in the business world. His philanthropic endeavors were seen as a desperate attempt to salvage his reputation, and his newfound interest in art was dismissed as a passing fad. Unbeknownst to James, his every move was being watched by a rival CEO, Mark Stevens. Stevens had always envied James's success, and he saw this as an opportunity to take him down. He started digging into James's past, looking for any dirt he could find to discredit him. He discovered James's broken engagement with Olivia, his subsequent string of failed relationships, and his recent attempts to reconnect with her. Stevens saw this as the perfect weapon to destroy James's reputation and seize control of his company. He leaked information to the press, painting James as a lovesick fool who had abandoned his responsibilities for a woman who had moved on. He spread rumors of James's instability, suggesting that he was unfit to lead a company. The media frenzy that followed was relentless. James was bombarded with questions about his personal life, his motives, and his mental state. His philanthropic efforts were overshadowed by the scandal and his attempts to reconnect with Olivia were portrayed as a desperate ploy to win back public favor. Olivia, too, was caught in the crossfire. Her relationship with Ethan was scrutinized, and her artistic achievements were dismissed as a result of her association with James. She was hounded by paparazzi, her privacy invaded, her life turned upside down. James, realizing the extent of the damage, was furious. He knew Stevens was behind this smear campaign, but he couldn't prove it. He felt helpless, watching his reputation crumble, his life unraveling before his eyes. He tried to defend himself, to clear his name, but the media was more interested in sensationalism than truth. He reached out to Olivia, wanting to protect her from the fallout, but she pushed him away. She was hurt and confused, unsure of his motives, and overwhelmed by the media attention. She felt betrayed by his sudden reappearance in her life, and she blamed him for the chaos that had ensued. James was devastated. He had wanted to win back Olivia's love, but instead, he had brought her more pain and suffering. He felt like he was losing her all over again, this time not because of his ambition, but because of the actions of a ruthless rival. He knew he had to fight back, not just for himself, but for Olivia, for their chance at happiness. But how could he fight an enemy who lurked in the shadows, wielding the power of the media to destroy his life? Despite Olivia's initial rejection, James refused to give up. He knew she was hurting, and he understood her anger, but he also knew that their connection, the love they once shared, was worth fighting for. He decided to take a different approach, one that didn't involve grand gestures or public declarations. He chose to be there for her, quietly and consistently, offering support without expectations. He started by sending her a simple message, acknowledging her pain and apologizing for the unintended consequences of his actions. He didn't try to defend himself or make excuses. He simply expressed his remorse and his desire to help her through this difficult time. To his surprise, Olivia responded. She was still angry and hurt, but she also appreciated his honesty and his willingness to take responsibility. They started exchanging messages, cautiously at first, then with increasing openness. James listened patiently as Olivia vented her frustrations, her fears, and her insecurities. He offered words of comfort and encouragement, reminding her of her strength and resilience. He also took practical steps to help her. He used his connections to shield her from the paparazzi, providing her with a safe haven where she could escape the media frenzy. He hired a lawyer to help her navigate the legal complexities of the situation, protecting her reputation and her artistic rights. Through these actions, James showed Olivia that he had changed. He was no longer the self-centered, ambitious man who had abandoned her. He was now a caring, supportive friend, someone she could rely on. As they spent more time together, their conversations deepened. They talked about their lives, their dreams, their regrets. They shared their vulnerabilities, their fears, and their hopes for the future. James was honest about his past mistakes, his regret over choosing ambition over love, and his desire to make amends. Olivia, in turn, opened up about her struggles, her insecurities as an artist, and her fear of being defined by her relationship with James. She admitted that she still had feelings for him, but she was hesitant to trust him again. James understood her hesitation. He knew he had a lot to prove, but he was patient and persistent. He showed her, through his actions and his words, that he was a changed man, that he was committed to her, to their relationship. Slowly but surely, the walls between them started to crumble. Olivia began to see the man James had become, the man he had always been beneath the layers of ambition and ego. She saw his kindness, his compassion, and his unwavering love for her. Their connection, once broken, began to mend. They found comfort in each other's company, a sense of familiarity and belonging that had been missing from their lives. They rediscovered the joy of shared laughter, the intimacy of whispered secrets, and the warmth of a love rekindled. But as their relationship deepened, the threat from Mark Stevens loomed larger. James knew that Stevens wouldn't stop until he had destroyed him, and he feared that Olivia would be caught in the crossfire. He had to find a way to stop Stevens, to protect Olivia, and to secure their future together. The storm that had been brewing finally broke during Olivia's solo exhibition. The gallery was packed with art enthusiasts, critics, and potential buyers, all eager to witness the rising star's latest work. Olivia, nervous but excited, was mingling with the guests, her heart filled with a newfound sense of confidence and hope. James, standing beside her, beamed with pride. He had watched her blossom over the past few months, her talent shining brighter than ever. He knew that this exhibition would solidify her place in the art world, and he was thrilled to be a part of her success. But their joy was short-lived. As Olivia was about to address the crowd, a commotion erupted near the entrance. A group of reporters, led by a smug-looking Mark Stevens, barged into the gallery, cameras flashing and microphones thrust forward. Stevens, seizing the opportunity to deliver the final blow, announced to the stunned audience that he had evidence proving James's unstable mental state and his manipulative relationship with Olivia. He claimed that James had used his wealth and influence to exploit Olivia's talent, portraying her as a victim of his obsession. The crowd gasped, their attention shifting from the art to the unfolding drama. Olivia, shocked and humiliated, felt her world crashing down around her. The whispers started, the doubts crept in, and the carefully constructed image of her success began to crumble. James, enraged by Stevens's audacity and the blatant lies, stepped forward to defend Olivia and himself. He denounced Stevens's accusations, calling him out for his malicious intent and his desperate attempt to sabotage their lives. A heated exchange ensued, with James and Stevens trading accusations and insults. The crowd watched in stunned silence, unsure who to believe. Olivia, caught in the middle, felt her heart pounding in her chest, her anxiety reaching a fever pitch. Just as the situation threatened to spiral out of control, a voice cut through the chaos. Ethan, who had been observing the scene with growing concern, stepped forward and addressed the crowd. He spoke calmly and confidently, defending Olivia's integrity and her artistic talent. He praised her hard work, her dedication, and her unique vision, emphasizing that her success was solely her own. He then turned to Stevens, his voice hardening. He condemned his unethical behavior, his blatant disregard for the truth, and his attempt to destroy Olivia's career for personal gain. He called him out for his jealousy and his cowardice, exposing him as the true manipulator in the situation. The crowd, swayed by Ethan's passionate defense and Stevens's obvious malice, turned against him. The reporters, sensing a shift in the narrative, redirected their attention to Stevens, grilling him with questions about his motives and his evidence. Stevens, caught off guard by Ethan's intervention and the crowd's sudden hostility, stumbled over his words, his carefully constructed facade crumbling under the scrutiny. He tried to defend himself, but his arguments sounded hollow and unconvincing. The tide had turned. Stevens, exposed as a liar and a manipulator, was forced to retreat, his reputation tarnished, his plans foiled. The crowd, their faith in Olivia restored, erupted in applause, their support echoing through the gallery. The aftermath of the exhibition was a whirlwind of emotions. Olivia, though shaken by the incident, felt a surge of gratitude for Ethan's unwavering support. His public defense had not only saved her reputation but also revealed the depth of his love and loyalty. James, too, was deeply touched by Ethan's actions. He saw in him a man of integrity and courage, a man who truly loved and cherished Olivia. In the quiet aftermath, James sought out Ethan, not as a rival, but as a fellow admirer of Olivia's talent and a grateful friend. He expressed his sincere appreciation for Ethan's intervention, acknowledging that his actions had saved Olivia from a devastating blow. Ethan, though initially wary, was disarmed by James's sincerity. He acknowledged the positive changes he saw in James, recognizing the genuine affection and respect he held for Olivia. A conversation, initially tense, evolved into a heartfelt discussion about their shared admiration for Olivia and their desire for her happiness. James, with newfound humility, confessed his past mistakes and his regret over losing Olivia. He admitted that he had been wrong to prioritize his ambition over their love, and he acknowledged that Ethan had stepped in and provided Olivia with the love and support she deserved. Ethan, touched by James's honesty, shared his own perspective. He spoke of his deep love for Olivia, his admiration for her strength and talent, and his commitment to her happiness. He acknowledged that their relationship had blossomed in the wake of James's absence, but he also recognized the enduring connection between James and Olivia. The conversation, though difficult and emotionally charged, led to a surprising understanding. Both men, driven by their love for Olivia, reached a point of mutual respect and empathy. They acknowledged that the decision ultimately lay with Olivia, and they vowed to support her choice, whatever it may be. Olivia, witnessing this unexpected camaraderie between the two men who loved her, was deeply moved. She saw the genuine affection and respect they held for each other, and she realized that their shared love for her had brought them together, not as rivals, but as allies. This realization marked a turning point in their complex relationship. The animosity and jealousy that had once defined their interactions dissolved, replaced by a sense of shared responsibility and mutual support. They recognized that their love for Olivia transcended their personal desires, and they committed to prioritizing her happiness above all else. This newfound alliance led to a collective effort to rebuild Olivia's confidence and restore her public image. James, leveraging his connections in the business world, worked to counter the negative publicity generated by Stevens, highlighting Olivia's artistic achievements and her independent success. Ethan, with his influence in the art world, rallied support from critics and curators, emphasizing Olivia's unique talent and her contribution to the art community. Together, they created a shield around Olivia, protecting her from the lingering effects of Stevens' smear campaign and allowing her to focus on her art. This united front not only strengthened their individual relationships with Olivia but also forged an unexpected bond between James and Ethan, a bond built on mutual respect, shared love, and a common goal: Olivia's happiness. The exhibition incident, though initially traumatic, became a catalyst for change. It forced Olivia to confront her feelings for both James and Ethan, to acknowledge the complexities of her heart. She realized that she loved them both, albeit in different ways. Ethan, her rock, her confidant, the man who had nurtured her talent and supported her dreams. And James, her first love, the man who had broken her heart but had also shown remarkable growth and redemption. Olivia, faced with this emotional crossroads, decided to step away from both men to create space for introspection and self-discovery. She retreated to a secluded cabin by the lake, a place where she could reconnect with her inner voice and gain clarity amidst the turmoil. This period of solitude became a journey of self-reflection. Olivia delved into her emotions, exploring the depths of her love for both men, acknowledging the unique qualities that drew her to each of them. She recognized the comfort and stability she felt with Ethan, the shared passion for art, and the unwavering support he offered. She also acknowledged the rekindled flame with James, the undeniable chemistry, the shared history, and the profound transformation he had undergone. This introspection led to a profound realization. Olivia understood that she couldn't choose between them based solely on love. She had to consider her own needs, her aspirations, and her vision for the future. She had to choose the partner who not only loved her but also complemented her journey, who empowered her growth and shared her dreams. This realization marked a turning point, not just in her romantic life, but also in her artistic journey. Olivia recognized that her art was not merely an expression of her emotions, but a reflection of her evolving self, her journey of self-discovery and empowerment. She returned from her retreat with newfound clarity and a sense of purpose. She was no longer the hesitant, insecure artist seeking validation. She was a confident, self-assured woman, ready to embrace her talent and pursue her dreams with unwavering determination. This newfound strength and clarity guided her towards a decision, a choice that would shape her future and redefine her relationships with both James and Ethan. She was ready to embrace the next chapter of her life, a chapter filled with love, art, and the pursuit of her own authentic self. Olivia, armed with newfound clarity and a resolute spirit, returned to the city, ready to face James and Ethan. She met them separately, expressing her gratitude for their love and support, acknowledging the unique qualities that drew her to each of them. To James, she confessed that his transformation had touched her deeply. She admired his newfound humility, his commitment to personal growth, and his unwavering love for her. She acknowledged the rekindled spark between them, the undeniable connection that had endured despite the years of separation and hardship. To Ethan, she expressed her deep appreciation for his steadfast support, his unwavering belief in her talent, and the safe haven he had provided during her most vulnerable moments. She acknowledged the profound bond they shared, the comfortable companionship, and the shared passion for art that had nurtured her growth and fueled her creativity. However, Olivia also acknowledged the limitations of both relationships. With James, she recognized the lingering shadows of the past, the fear that his ambition might once again overshadow their love. With Ethan, she felt a sense of plateau, a comfortable companionship that lacked the passionate spark that ignited her soul. Olivia realized that neither relationship, in its current form, fully satisfied her needs and aspirations. She craved a love that embraced both passion and stability, a partnership that fueled her ambition while providing unwavering support. This realization led to a difficult but necessary decision.
Olivia chose herself.
She chose her art, her growth, and her pursuit of an authentic life. She expressed her love and gratitude to both James and Ethan, but she declared her need for independence, for the freedom to explore her own path without compromising her dreams or settling for a love that fell short of her aspirations. This decision marked a significant turning point in Olivia's journey. She had finally shed the insecurities and doubts that had plagued her, embracing her own strength and independence. She had learned to prioritize her own needs, to define her own happiness, and to pursue her dreams with unwavering determination. James and Ethan, though initially heartbroken, respected Olivia's decision. They recognized her newfound strength and self-awareness, and they admired her courage to choose her own path. They understood that their love for her meant supporting her dreams, even if it meant letting her go. This experience became a catalyst for growth for both men. James, faced with the prospect of losing Olivia again, delved deeper into his personal transformation, committing to a life of purpose and authenticity, a life where love and ambition coexisted in harmony. Ethan, inspired by Olivia's courage, embarked on his own journey of self-discovery, exploring his own passions and aspirations beyond his role as a supportive partner. He learned to embrace his own individuality, to pursue his own dreams with renewed vigor. Time, the ultimate healer, gradually softened the edges of heartbreak and paved the way for new beginnings. Olivia, immersed in her art, flourished both creatively and personally. Her work, infused with newfound depth and maturity, garnered critical acclaim, establishing her as a prominent figure in the art world. James, true to his commitment to personal growth, found a balance between ambition and authenticity. He channeled his drive and resources into meaningful endeavors, supporting causes that aligned with his values and making a positive impact on the world. He remained a silent admirer of Olivia's success, his love for her, evolving into a deep respect for the woman she had become. Ethan, embracing his own journey of self-discovery, rediscovered his passion for art curation, his keen eye for talent leading him to champion a new generation of artists. He found fulfillment in nurturing creativity and contributing to the vibrant tapestry of the art world. Though their romantic paths diverged, the bonds forged through their shared love for Olivia endured. A sense of mutual respect and understanding prevailed, their connection transcending the boundaries of conventional relationships. The story of Olivia, James, and Ethan serves as a testament to the complexities of love, the power of personal growth, and the resilience of the human spirit. It highlights the importance of self-discovery, the courage to choose one's own path, and the transformative power of love, even in its most unconventional forms. It reminds us that true love lies not in possession or control, but in acceptance, respect, and the unwavering support of another's journey.